Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Baharachak Wadash. All right, double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone of GMS who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing this gospel amongst the four winds with truth and sincerity. To you, I say Shalom. All right, this is your brother Paratham. This lesson, pretty much, is going into how we, as a nation, we have lost the ability to see the value that we possess, man, through the spirit. Right? It's a matter of low self-esteem. This is for you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Seminole, West Indians and Haitians of that legendary bloodline that the Bible speaks of, God's chosen people. So, hey, Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. I'm gonna get into Matthew 10 and 29. It says, let me hit in the NLT. It says, what is the price of 2 sparrows, 1 copper coin? But not a single sparrow can fall to the ground without your Father knowing it. It says, and the very hairs on your head are all numbered. So don't be afraid. It says, you are more valuable to the Most High, Yahweh, than the whole flock of sparrows. And right, it's a matter, we don't believe that. It's like our people don't believe that. We've been here so long, we've been trodden down underfoot by the bases of men, these heathen nations, the servants that were created, the heathens that were created to serve us, right? For our sakes, along with the world. We've been here so long that, hey, what is it? What is that, Hosea? Let me grab Hosea. And it all goes back to the curses. It's Hosea 4 and 6, right to the point. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of the Most High. I will also forget thy children. Right? And he's done that. He's turned his back on us. He didn't forsake us, though. All right, there's a difference. Right? We're under these curses. All right, we don't know who we are. We don't know where we're at. We damn sure don't know what time it is. So every time you get Hosea 4, you gotta jump to Jeremiah. It's like rice and bread and butter right here. Jeremiah 4 and 22. For my people are foolish. They have not known me. It says they are sottish children, meaning stupid. They have none understanding. It says they are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge. Again, going back to those curses. Right? Low self-esteem, depression, all types of anxiety and trauma, just not only being in the flesh, but just dealing with these curses, man. All because we forsook the Lord. Right? What they say, you have committed 2 evils. You might as well grab that. Might as well grab it. I believe it's either Jeremiah. Jeremiah 2 and 13 real quick. For my people have committed 2 evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and they have hewed out them cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Right? They took their own route. Okay, Christianity being one of the main cistern that they hewed out. These pastors, these self-appointed pastors and priests, who are broken cisterns, which is a vessel, right? So they're likened to broken vessels that can't hold water, that can't hold this truth, right? Because the Lord destroyed them for a lack of knowledge. They have a zeal, but not according to the Most High, right? Yeah, and Wisdom of Solomon also goes into how 1 and 4 says that how into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, man. So there goes those broken vessels. All right, let's continue. Let me see. Let me jump to. I'm gonna jump to Psalms. Jump to the book of Psalms in the GNT. This is Psalms chapter 104 and 27. It says, all of them depend on you to give them food when they need it. You give it to them and they eat it. You provide food and they are satisfied. When you turn away, they are afraid. It says, when you take away your breath, they die and go back to the dust which they came. But when you give them breath, they are created. You give new life to the earth. May the glory of the Lord Yahweh last forever. May the Lord be happy with that, with what he has made. Right? So we are supposed to be solely dependent on the Lord, man. Right? That was heavy. It says when you turn away, they are afraid. Right? That's kind of like when Yahweh Shai, he was up on that cross, man. And he asked the Lord, why have you forsaken me? Through all the physical pain that he possibly went through prior to being crucified. You know, from the 9-tail whips to his rib cage being exposed, man, to him being mutilized, man. You couldn't tell whether he was man or woman, right? To the railroad spikes and to him having to carry that cross from the splinters to his exposed spine, having to lift himself up every time he breathed. You know, the real pain that he felt was the presence of the Lord leaving him. Right? He said, it is done. Okay? And he gave the spirit up, man. So it's like we are this if you don't feel the presence of the Lord, and it's gotta be it's gotta be a scary thing, man. It's like to feel it and then leave, to feel him leave. You know, just that presence. It's a strong presence, man. It's where we get our joy, our comfort. The very reason to get up and keep going. You know, so that Psalms is heavy, man. Let's continue reading. That was it on that. Let me see. We can actually, you know what? Let me jump to chapter 85. We got it written down here. What does this say? Prayer for Yahweh's mercy upon the nation. Psalms 85 in verse 9. It says, surely his salvation is nigh them that fear him, is close, that glory may dwell in our land. Mercy and truth are met together. Righteousness and peace have kissed each other, meaning they're close, right? His unfailing love, right? And the truth, they're together. And we feel that. It's like if we put on as the elect, you know, we understand that the Lord has our best interests at heart, right? Each of our own lives being constructed with a unconditional care, man. What Jeremiah say? Let me just grab it real quick. He took his time with the elect, man. He took his time with all of us, but man, he took his time with the elect, man. He gave Yahweh Shai the authority, created Yahweh Shai, and gave Yahweh Shai the authority to then create everything else. Right? It's Psalms, Salakia, Jeremiah 30 and 7. It says, alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. He's going to save us out of that shit. Jacob's trouble was for the 2/3, but it's really like, it's like, damn. It is the ultimate trial, the ultimate test for the nation of Israel as a whole. The elect were predestinated. Lord willing, we are accounted of that number and enduring to the end. So the elect are going to endure. But the fact that the elect are unaware of who they are is going to be scary, man. Knowledge and wisdom is going to be the stability in that time. And strength of salvation. What? The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So if we it's like if we die, we're with the Lord. Raised up first on the chariots. But if we live, we suffer tribulation. You know what I mean? We suffer the trials. Through much tribulation must we reach the kingdom, roughly paraphrasing. And he's going to deliver us out of all of our troubles, man. Right? So this truth is like a down payment on salvation. Me and the brothers kind of was getting into it a couple weeks ago. Right? Like mercy on our lives is a sign of the Lord. That mercy is a sign. And we, when it comes to deliverance and, you know what I mean, in judgment, we got to have just as much faith as we do in deliverance and salvation and being, our corruptible being changed into the incorruptible than we do in judgment, than dying. Right? With this flesh comes all these different feelings, man, of anxiety and doubt. And it's easy to get caught up in that shit when you're not in it, when you're not locked in, when them boots ain't strapped, man, when you're not constantly, when you're doing in your daily edification and daily exhortation, when you're not studying to show yourself approved, when you're not working out your own salvation with fear and trembling, when you're not making your calling and election sure, Holmes, like it's scary hours, man.